Roposai.
Interesting. That is so interesting.
Maybe because we're doing it. Hey!
Hey,
Wise old bastards back again.
we're back.
Aren't you lucky?
Aren't you lucky? Hey, and apparently we were just having this conversation when you guys so rudely interrupted us. We just found out we're getting some copyright questions from one of the platforms we're on that
What do we have could be copyright. I mean, we're original. We're
we're
unscripted. There's
we're
nothing that we
unscripted
could.
and
The only
we're
thing is Rumposai. Rumposai. I mean, it's a very remote kind of local bands in. I'm pretty sure they're either Saba or Sarawak. We have to get a hold of these guys again.
say,
Make
hey
sure
guys,
we're good.
yeah, we're good. Man. You want another beer? Okay,
We're
It's
promoting
like,
them, man. Yeah,
there you
we'll
go.
pay them beer money. No problem.
We'll pay beer, man. Yeah, it's got to be that because nothing else that we're doing has copyrights on it, right? I
No,
mean, like
nothing.
we
I
talk
don't even think.
crap and we're pretty stupid half the time, but most of the people we talk about are at least as stupid, so we're
Yeah,
not copying that.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Interesting.
It'd be
We'll see how
interesting.
it
Yeah.
goes.
So we haven't received any hate mail, so we're not doing we're not
We're
doing
not
our job.
we're not
We got
poking
to
hard
piss
enough.
more people off. Yeah, I mean we. So so we will try harder today. How's that? Why
Yeah,
not?
I think I don't know how it is down in the States, but up here in Canada,
Yeah.
we every I think it's in the fall we have Shark Week on TV,
Oh,
right?
So- and the oceans go
It's
out and
not.
feed the shark. Hey, go, there's
Yeah,
another guy. Oh, he's gone.
speaking of
It's
shark,
like
we don't have a shark pond nearby. We got the duck pond. Did I tell you about the day that the duck broke into our house?
they broke into your house. What did they steal?
We had,
You get a
like
duck.
Amazon delivers 1 billion packages, right?
Yeah.
So, somebody just they delivered a package. So in the morning, someone opens the door, reaches out to get a package, and a duck walked in. So the duck was walking around in our living room. He's looking at you like we're all like, "Am I seeing this or what? What?" And then we realized, wait, you don't want to panic the duck, right? If he starts flying and smashing and shitting all over the place, so we're just like kind of shuffling, like, "Hey, Mr. Duck, there's the door. Get it, blah 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 blah." So it worked. We got the duck out, right? Closed
Yeah.
the door, and then we're like, "Did that even really happen?" So then
Yeah.
we opened the door to look, and he walked back in. It's like
He likes your house.
he does.
Luckily, you don't have a cat.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
but I'm really shocked about that duck because your wife is Taiwanese. That's Peking duck right there.
Yeah, I
Might
know.
end up in a roaster.
I know the guy was. I think he was coming looking for his cousin. I think that's what was going on. But anyway, that's not what I meant by Shark Week. It's like on TV. It's just like
Okay.
Shark Week, right? It's all
Okay. Okay.
it's still a thing, but I always used to be a thing. But now this last week has been Comedy Week.
Oh, okay.
Comedy Week, man. And
Politics.
there's
Political
a
comedy.
gateway drug to politics, right? And the gateway drug to politics is late night TV.
Oh yeah,
Right?
that's true. That's
So
true.
I don't subscribe to many channels. I'm a cheap ass bastard, so I do most of my stuff streaming, right? So I was watching something else completely. I was probably watching Aliens with Chickens or something. I don't know. I was watching something fun, and on the side of the YouTube thing, it showed one of the late night shows, right? I forget which one. They're all pretty much the same, and they
pretty
were
bad now.
talking about what was going on with the DNC, the
Yeah.
Democrat National Convention.
National Convention, yes.
And they were making all kinds of jokes, and it was those guys get paid a lot of money. They're pretty good, so their jokes are pretty funny. But that started me on like watching that, so I started watching more of those, and I thought, well, wait a minute, they're all making jokes about the right. They're all coming from a left point of view. So I thought, oh no, this is wrong. So I started looking for on the other side, and I go looking on the other side, and they're making jokes that are just as stupid as these guys. I'm just like, I'm cracking up. This is like, you guys should be talking about, I don't know, nuclear war or something, but it's not. Everything the stuff they're ever talking about is like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh,
Yeah. Politics.
So, on behalf of all Canadians, thank you, American politics, for the entertainment. It's really fun.
political week. It's a
for
Shark Week,
Policy
Politic
Week.
Week.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess it is Shark Week.
A
I
bunch of
don't know.
sharks. Yeah. Out for your vote, right? Gobbling up. No, I mean it is true. This is one thing we're supposed to do in Wise Old Bastards. We're not here to we're here to trash everybody. I mean we're equal opportunity
Trash
bullshit
haulers.
trash talk. And we did a trash talk earlier. That was another episode we did. Y'all watch that one, trash talk, talking trash. That was a good episode. But anyway, if you really want to hear about talking trash, listen to the Democratic National Convention, listen to the Republican Convention, the GOP convention, whatever. All that politics is great. It's a great show, the greatest show on earth for a week of at least comedy and bullshit. Anyway,
Well, you know what
Pol-
I've come to realize now, because of I don't pay enough attention to politics, Canadian, local,
mm,
domestic, international, American, nothing, right? Like I don't delve into the policies enough to really care. But
mm,
watching what's been going on, I realized that. So I've been trying. Like I try to watch. Oh, someone's having a speech, right? So okay,
mm,
they're gonna go somewhere. They're gonna go to a tractor factory and give some kind of bullshit speech, right?
yeah,
So I try to watch those to see, okay, what are they
yes,
actually talking about?
yeah, really. Do
But
say something.
it's so boring. I think I start to understand now how cable news became less news and more entertainment. It has to
Mm,
be, because if you just watch these guys at a tractor factory, it would bore you to death. You
mm.
20% of the American population would just die of boredom. That's worse than if Russia attacked. So I can see why the the cable shows are
I don't
trying to
know.
spice things up. I think that's the root of it, right? That's got to
I
be.
don't know. Anyway, it
It's
is
just
true. The news is no more news. It's no doubt. I mean, it really every mainstream news station is virtually a propaganda network of some kind. They're pushing either left or right. And it's pretty straightforward. They're not they are biased. They're not unbiased. And that's where news has gone wrong. I mean, yeah, you might be a little bit left leaning or a little bit right, but basically you should be unbiased as much as possible. I mean, it's pure propaganda anymore. So
do you
that
not have in the states something like you know, like does PBS do news, or do they just do like documentaries about stuff?
yeah, actually PBS is supposed to be public broadcasting service, right? So or system one or two. Anyway, it should be just went out for the public, but PBS turned massively left too. I mean, it's
Oh,
not.
did they?
Yeah, it's crazy. They're on the left side too. There's a
So you
couple
guys
on the
don't
right,
have
and that
any like here in Canada we have the CBC
yeah, yeah,
and CTV and Global News or something, right?
yeah,
CBC is still it's fairly centrist.
yeah.
It's
No, we don't
kind
have
of
any. I don't think we have a centrist news at all. Not. I mean, the main news streams for mainstream is the Fox News. There's a thing called Newsmax, and they're both on the right side, and then all the rest are left. I mean, you got all the rest. I mean, the stuff, the NBC is MSNBC. You have CBS, you have ABC. Those are
why is it
supposed to be the
MS?
thing.
Does MS stand for Microsoft?
Should no. Good point. Why is it MSNBC instead of NBC? I don't know, but it is again. These are all left.
Oh,
And
here I'm going to make a joke. I'm going to make a joke
go
that's
ahead.
going to
Go ahead.
we're going to get started here. We're going to get people some
Okay.
hate
Okay.
mail going. You know why NBC had to add letters to their name?
Yeah.
What's their logo, their mascot, their symbol?
Isn't there? Oh, they got a
It's a
peacock now.
peacock, right?
Now it's a peacock.
And isn't a
Yeah, it used to
peacock
be.
like rainbow colors? So
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
can't
yeah.
just have three letters. You need to have one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true, true. 52.
Come
I
on,
understand.
come on. Anybody on the rainbow
They know that.
spectrum, you know
Yeah, they
that's
know
funny.
that.
That's a
Yeah, yeah,
funny
yeah, yeah,
joke.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
insulting.
They're
That's
supposed to have
funny.
52 letters or something like that.
There
One
you
for
go.
each gender.
MSNBC 2Q.
No, it's
There
really
you go.
the world's gone nuts, and politics is leading the charge, right? And it's not just U.S. or Canada. Canada has its problems. U.S. has our problems. Europe is having even worse problems. I'm in Malaysia now. I was chatting with a German friend, and he's going back to Germany, and he says, "Oh shit, what's going on over there? Makes America. I mean, relative to the size, Germany's much smaller, right? Relative to the size, they're having massive problems, and everybody's getting pissed over there. They're doing the same shit, and it's all their politics too. And I think they're going to have some elections soon, so they're hoping." And he was talking about their party. Their Liberal Party is actually more libertarian, which is more small government, which is good, or something. Or maybe there's one libertarian, something like that. And there's a Green Party, and there's like about 6 or 8 parties over there. They got a lot more parties than we do. Americans only got 2. What you and Canada, you only got a couple too, right?
Germans
3,
love a good party, man.
There you go. They got enough beer, and we're going to go there for Beer Hunters International pretty soon. And find us
Beer Hunters International. There you go. That's true. We're actually we've got a bunch of snippets of the videos that we did that are now done and ready to go. We're working on the expedition videos.
Yep.
I got to tell you, I got a whole lot more respect for sweatshop editing companies now, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot of work.
It takes some doing. Takes some doing, man.
Yeah. Wise old bastards. We're unscripted, and our editing doesn't take me long at all. We cut the damn thing up. Go okay. So you see but we were just talking about this earlier. Wise old bastards. We don't lean left. We don't lean right. We lean back. For beer. There you go. Back leaning. What kind of beer do we have? Who's sponsoring us today? We forgot that. We're not sponsoring.
Well, I figured the way that the UK is going these days, it might not be long before they implode, and I can't get any more British beers. So
yeah.
And this was actually on sale. I think it's maybe that makes no sense. I was going to say maybe the people who are protesting. Well, how does that work? Everyone's protesting in the UK, right?
Yeah.
So
I
was going to say maybe it was like the Palestinian protesters are not buying the beer, so they have to put it on sale, but they shouldn't be drinking beer anyway.
Right.
But maybe it's the skinhead. Oh, skinheads. Not for different reason. Different reason. I have no affiliation with them other than follically challenged. That's, and efficiency. Take a shower, man, no hair, no time. It is fast.
So that is Innocent Guns. Is that what's the name of that? Innocent Guns.
Innocent
Remember
Gun.
Where do we go in Vancouver? The Guns, not Guns and Roses. What the hell?
Rod and Gun Club.
Rod and Gun. Yeah, that was a good place too. But that was a bar. That wasn't a brewery. That was a bar. But that was a great place. So that'll be on Beer Hunters too. Rod and Gun. The place that gave you bullets and fishing lures.
Yeah.
If you buy their beer or you stay there.
If you stay there. But good wings.
Yeah.
They're known for their wings, and they were good wings. Not sure if they're as good as the wings that we created when we were down in Vegas last time.
Those are good too. Damn, that's right. We have to do that.
We never did check. Did they put it on the menu? They were going to put it on the menu.
Yeah, that's true. They should have. We should have.
I didn't get any
our special
recipe.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get royalty. Maybe we get some chips when we get down there.
Yeah.
And there'll be French fries here.
Yeah. Half a basket of fries. There you go. So,
I meant something to put in the machine. Those damn French fries don't fit in the machine, bro.
Yeah, they don't fit in the machine, man. Yeah, in case you wonder what we're mumbling about, we were in Vegas and at a sports bar, and we created a new sauce.
Yeah. Actually, we combined it.
Yeah.
We had a couple sauces. We put these two together.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They tried it.
Hey,
it was great.
Excellent. That's one of the best ones we had.
And the chef came out.
Yeah.
17-year-old kid who had the 2 jugs of sauce and said, "You want a little more of this one, a little more of that one?"
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, what is that?
That was perfect what he did. It's excellent.
It was good.
Just name it after us and give us a royalty.
Yeah. Wise old wings.
Bastard wings.
Wise old bastard wings.
Yeah.
Bastard wings. They were hot and spicy.
Anyway,
sorry. We're talking politics. England, Germany going nuts. Where is the most stable place right now? Even New Zealand went through some issues.
Yeah,
people were unhappy, which they're usually pretty chill, but they're having some unhappiness.
They compete for the friendliest nation in the world between New Zealand and Canada. You guys are always in competition.
We beat them fuckers this year. We beat them motherfuckers.
I don't know who does the judging, but both countries are pretty mellow. Pretty
You
good.
beat
Pretty
them
good.
fuckers, man. They won last year. Them fuckers. But,
Well, better
but
luck next year.
yeah.
Huh?
How about like in Malaysia? They've had some interesting politics over the years.
Oh,
How's it
it's
feeling there
never
now?
ending saga now as well too. So, but it's always the same. I mean, politics in Malaysia and stuff is always the same. I mean, relatively it's stable, but the country always has issues in government, like anything, government holding back development. It's always the same, right? Most governments are inefficient at pretty much everything they do. So when it comes to developing countries, if the government has too much control, it inhibits development. And it's pretty straightforward everywhere you go.
What's interesting though is when you look at a place like Malaysia. So if you've never been there before and it's a developing country, and you land in the airport in Kuala Lumpur, you go
Oh,
downtown
yeah.
KL, Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any cities in Canada that come anywhere near the skyline. It just
Yeah.
looks, it just blows away.
Yeah.
The infrastructure for rail and public transit, and everything, it's just like it's.
Well, that could be better. It's getting better, but you know, the in the airport, the rail between the terminal that's been shut
Yeah.
for like almost 2 years now. It
Okay.
can't get, that's now we're on
Okay.
buses all the time. It's like, so it kind of gets
Okay.
frustrating. So
That's
they
probably because they
build
couldn't
things
get the spare
excellent.
parts anymore because they bought it from Bombardier, the Canadian company that went bankrupt. So
Could be, I don't know, but yeah, it's true. They're great at building stuff. Some they can really build some amazing stuff, even though it's maybe some of the Korean companies as well doing this stuff. But maintenance is always a problem. They always have problems with maintenance out here, and that's very common in many developing countries as well. Is that they can
yep.
build something okay, but then the maintenance goes to crap after a couple of years, and
Part of
that's
it is, I think we talked about this once before about hotels. I think
yeah,
sometimes the hotel charges are just too cheap, actually. There's just enough money to maintain what you start off with.
yeah,
But and you go back to Malaysia and politics. It's weird how the politics like to develop the trophy buildings
yeah,
that works.
yeah,
The government there is really divided along racial lines,
correct,
and then because there are like just a handful of major groups, right? It's not
yeah,
like in Canada or the States or Europe where you might have people from 90 different ethnic backgrounds. It's not. It's
yeah,
three.
right. Mainly three, yes.
But you look like up in Penang, which is in the north part of Malaysia, and there right now it's booming like crazy.
Hmm.
They're benefiting so much from all of the angst over chips in China and the
Mm-hmm.
whole bit. There's
Mm-hmm.
been more money pour into Penang in the last 2 years than there were in decades,
Mm.
and it's been decades they've been doing this.
Mm.
And
Sure.
it's just like we keep
Yeah.
hearing about the politics in Malaysia where the world probably heard about it where somebody stole $1 billion and there's a lot of stuff goes
Yeah.
on,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
4 billion
Uh,
actually.
so you figure that
It's
it's
a
all
lot
kind
of
of
money for a small country, you know.
yeah, it's all meh. And then you hear that wow, but up there they've got every major chip company is there. The packaging is it's all there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is growing like mad, and it's
Yeah.
the government is clever enough to not interfere with that,
Yes.
or is it happening by mistake, or like
No.
how does that happen?
Well, okay. This is a thing that everybody doesn't understand when it comes to politics. Everybody says, "Oh, democracy, democracy. Yeah, no, it's the only form of government." No, it's democratic principles are. Again, U.S. is not a democracy; it is a constitutional republic. Other countries also usually have constitutions, and that's hopefully guiding, and that actually keeps countries like Malaysia in check because you have a constitution because it's multiracial. Without it, the whole country will slide one way in a pure democracy, whoever's the majority of the population. Now we go to China, our good friend China. Okay. Oh, it's an enemy. That's a bullshit. It's not an enemy. It's just a big country that is communistic in government. But it is not communistic anymore in the markets. In the economy, it is purely capitalistic. Everything you do is capitalistic. The only thing is that communism in there directs, especially things like infrastructure. That's why they got maglev trains and all this highways and the train
They got
systems are
maglev
developing.
trains, and Canada got rickety old trains that are on
Yeah,
strike.
exactly. You guys
On
are,
strike.
and they should be rickshaw in Canada, right? people pulling the train.
Yeah,
So yeah.
on strike. Yeah.
So the idea of communism is about the government. But if communist is really promoting capitalistic economy, just like Vietnam as well, it can still work. It can still work. It's not the best form of government. There's a lot of restrictions, personal freedoms, and all that. Freedom of speech, none of that exists, and those are important attributes. But when it comes to economics, it's a different ballgame as long as the economics are capitalism. Laos too, same. The idea of it's a republic of some kind, but technically it's quite communistly leaning. They got the hammer and sickle signs as their flags, but they want to be capitalistic in their economy, and they're pushing for it. The government knows the government can't do crap economically. They can promote projects, but it's the capitalism, it's the companies that make it work. But with all the restrictions based on the communistic regulations of the government, it inhibits the growth of the country and the capitalism. So it's always that trade-off. That's why I think libertarian stuff sounds really interesting. Tiny government, tiny, tiny, tiny. And the only real rights is freedom of speech and freedom to drink beer or not to drink beer.
No.
No drink beer? What?
No freedom to not drink beer in
Nope.
my country.
You must drink beer.
Unless you don't want to.
No. Okay, there's another one. This is one thing I always talk with my German friends about. You guys are smart in one key element.
Food.
Beer is food, is classified as food in Germany. It's taxed as food, is classified as food. So the one time I was working with a German company, or was it GIZ or something, and I threw in a bill and had some beer in it, and they said, we can pay for the food, but not the beer. I said, what? You guys invented this beer is food. Why won't you reimburse me for it? It's like, they couldn't really answer. So that Germans got right. Beer is food in Germany. Is wine food in France? I mean, it seems like, don't they pour the wine in their breakfast cereal? You know, snap, crackle, and burp.
Snap, crackle, and burp. Snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah, they do have pop. That's a different pop. Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah. So So is that why people are freaking out in Germany? Because they're worried that the tenor of their culture might change to less acceptance of drinking beer? Is that why they're all freaking out?
That's a good question. I didn't even think about that until you brought it up. Shit, you're right. I mean, if you got too many Muslims running around saying we need Sharia law and we're going to cut off your arms and if you do something wrong or whatever, or steal something, or, can't drink beer, or have laws saying you cannot drink, that's changing the culture of the nation. That's not a good idea. I don't think the Germans would like that. And they're having the exact same problems as America, where the government's bringing them in. This is what's happening according to my German friend. NGOs are bringing migrants from North Africa, wherever, across the Mediterranean. And then before they reach Germany, then the German boats pick them up and say, oh, we can't let these people drown. Then they transfer them to a German boat and they bring them in. It's like, what? They're facilitating it. Then when they arrive, they get paid, they get housing, they get free medical, free education, free everything, right? And of course, guess who has to pay for it? So everybody else is paying the taxes. And people are not very happy with that. And it's happening in the US, probably happening a bit in Canada, probably not as much. But I think the world is not happy with these idiot politicians that are forcing illegal immigration for why? Why? What the hell are you doing?
I wonder. What's the matter with it? If you say that if you're a rich country and you have the obligation to help people who are in serious trouble, let's say you accept that, right? Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But why is it not? So you have all these huge refugee camps from disasters that are going on, humanitarian disasters and natural disasters. That makes sense.
Correct.
Why can't you? So this should get hate on both sides, hate mail on both sides.
I hope so.
Why can't you get countries to invest into not camps, like
Yeah.
a nicer version of camps. That
Hmm.
if you're fleeing disaster, you're fleeing problems. Okay, come on up to okay, in Rwanda, we'll buy six hundred
Rwanda.
thousand acres.
There you go.
We'll buy
Rwanda.
600,000
Chad.
acres, and we'll make a couple of really nice places where you
Yeah.
can come in and you'll be safer, and we'll take time to process you and figure out where you should go and what can happen. Or is that just going to drain out the entire rest of Africa and to just be like everyone living in Chad and the rest to be like empty now? I guess I
That's
don't
actually
know.
true. No, actually, I mean, all right, if you really look at it, that makes logical sense. You don't need to bring them into your country. Why do you bring them into your country? You got to. UN is supposed to do that. It's a job of the United Nations. They are useless, unfortunately, but that job
Well,
of
maybe
them
that's what
is
we
to
should be saying.
mitigate all that.
Everybody pay what you're supposed to, what you've agreed to pay into the UN, and then UN use that
Yeah,
money and do like that. So
right,
instead of
exactly.
me paying whatever, I'm giving you a bus card and a place to stay and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
I take that money instead, go to the UN, and the UN takes it to. We're using Africa as an example, but it could be
yeah,
Myanmar, it could be wherever problems are happening, and into a
yeah,
cheaper place where you can that
yeah,
money will go so much further. Right? Instead of
exactly.
helping one
Yeah,
guy across here, that could help
yeah,
like 20 people there.
right. I mean, the Chinese are great at building big buildings and stuff and housing and stuff. They could come in here and just say, okay, we're going to build, a little town. Hell, they build gigantic towns in China you never heard the name of, and there's like 10 million people living
Matter
there.
of
You don't even know
fact,
the
here
name
you
of it.
go.
There
You're
you
right.
go.
Here's another answer.
There you
Here's how
go.
China's going to save the world,
Yeah,
and this will
China's
get
going
a
to save the
third
world.
bunch of people upset and send us some hate mail now. They should actually just say we should call China. We'll say, hey, she baby, got a plan for you here. You're going to solve all the world's immigration problems and one of your own big problems too.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
You're going to take all the political immigrants, all of the refugees in the world, and you're going to build a mega city in Xinjiang, right?
Xinjiang
Yeah, you're going to
in the
build
middle of
for
China.
like for 100 million people city in
Yeah.
Xinjiang. Then they'll all live there. Then your minority Muslim population problem will be settled because there'll now be 1% of the population there because it's people from Chad, from Rwanda, for everyone else is there now. So
And
so
then
there you go. Now you
but
don't think I'm going to get some hate mail now? That's three
you know
sides
what
I'm
would
pissed
happen?
off.
You know what would happen? There'd be like a massive manufacturing structure all around the thing.
Yeah.
You'd have it would just shift from Shenzhen and Dongguan and stuff up there.
Yep.
It could be cheaper. You got cheaper labor.
Cheaper labor up there. Yeah. China make
Damn,
more money. They could
man.
pay the place off. Actually,
Yeah.
they would say UN, no, it's okay. We don't need your money. It's fine.
Yeah, do it for free.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Oh man, yeah, true. We can solve the problems, but create new ones anyway. Probably create a few new ones.
Well,
But
I mean,
yeah,
I said it. I don't know how many times over my life that Canada could solve half the world's problems if we just did the same kind of thing, just in Saskatchewan. We
there
got
you go.
space. We
Yeah.
got lots of room.
You got a whole
Just
ice age. You could have snow parks and
well,
and
actually,
all that.
soon enough, our north will be pretty roasty warm too. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going to
be
need
nice
more
and green.
people up there.
Yeah, yeah. Got somebody to feed the polar bears, right? Keep them from drowning. Oh, we got to save this polar bear.
Apparently, someone did feed a polar bear last week. Somebody got ate
Oh,
by a
really?
polar bear
Ouch. Yeah,
at
no,
some
no.
remote radar station.
Really? Wow. Yeah, you can't pet those suckers. They're not very friendly.
Yeah, but see
Wow.
that we're talking about one. Everyone assumes it's a Canadian dude. So
Yeah.
in your mind, when you see that, although
Yeah.
Canada now is a richly multicultural nation, you saw in your head some white guy in a lumberjack
Yeah.
jacket with a toque
Yeah.
and a pair of snowshoes out in
Yeah.
some remote cabin getting
Yeah.
eaten by a polar bear, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's so sad." We just talked about 100 million
Yeah.
people going in and fucking up Xinjiang, dying on the way across the oceans, fucking up Europe, being hated, war, distress,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Yeah, whatever." And then
Yeah.
one lumberjack Canadian dude, we're all like, "Oh,
Exactly.
how sad?
Yeah.
How's that
Yeah,
work?"
true. Yeah, I don't know. The world is crazy. It is. The world's gone crazy. And Doobie Brothers has an album out. How many? It's about 15 years ago, 20 years ago. The world's gone crazy. It's a good album. Check it out. You know that album. You got the record shop.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
beautiful album. So what else can we screw up today? Politics. Let's stick on the politics of global politics and the. I mean, okay, in America we have a very strong left and right, right? So they're fighting like crazy, and the problem is, I think the funniest thing for the left part is that you have the was it Kamala, who I'm not too crazy about personally, but she she actually hasn't spit out virtually any policy decisions at all, except some stupid thing about no tips for waiters, which Trump said about 2 weeks earlier that there wouldn't be. And then she repeats the whole thing. But then at the same time, she actually voted for that you put tips. About what 4 years, 3 or 4 years ago, she voted for tip charging tax on the tips. So the politics and they don't have real good policy. I mean, okay, Trump a little bit more, stop the border, and Kennedy came in. That was interesting. Robert Kennedy came in.
That tells you everything you need to know about politics right there.
Right there. Wow.
So I have up on another screen here because just before we did this, as I said, I don't really know what goes on with American politics that much. I watch late night TV, 2-minute snippets, about 5 little snippets. That's what I know about American politics. But here's one where RFK, right? Robert F. Kennedy.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah.
So he put his support behind Trump, right?
Right.
Just did it. But here it is. Like
yesterday,
this is like last year, the things that he said about Trump. He said, anybody who denies climate change should be jailed, and Trump doesn't believe in climate change.
Yeah.
He believes in unrestricted abortion. That's not what's going on with Republicans right now.
Yeah.
He wants gun control. That's not a Republican.
No, that's
says the NRA is a terrorist organization.
Really?
I don't think most Republicans.
Yeah.
Let's ask your neighbor Tim what he thinks about that one.
Oh yeah. No.
He said that Trump caused 2020 riots. Yeah. But he said that the vaccine would kill millions. I'm not sure where Trump stands on that one.
Actually, he's pretty correct on that one. There's a lot of a thing called excess deaths. If you watched a good old shout out to Dr. John Campbell, and it's not good. It's definitely not good.
But then, so RFK also said that Trump gutted the EPA, and he only gives tax cuts to the rich and doesn't care about everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said like a couple of months ago. And now he's like, oh, man, go Trump,
exactly.
Go Trump. Trump is in my friend,
right.
Big old hug.
Like, there we go.
Politics is like, what the fuck, man?
Exactly. That's
it's
politics.
Like, I keep saying you can buy my vote. At least I say it openly. But these guys, they do it, but they just don't. They don't say it up front.
Yeah. No, Democrats. No, they actually don't say it either. Democrats do buy votes. That's their number one thing is buying votes, but they don't ever say that. They say, "Oh, you're a student. Yeah, we forgive you. We forgive your loans, even though." But everybody else has to pay. All the truck drivers who never went to college has to pay your loan off because we forgive your loan. But at the same time, and again, because you're paying your loans off or whatever, you're forgiving your loans. You got to vote for us. It's like that's pretty much buying votes. But for me, it's not really working.
That's like that one it's crazy because it's okay that you're forgiving the debt for this cohort now.
Yeah.
Never mind truck drivers and everyone else who doesn't get a shot at it. What about all them poor fucks who paid off
the loan?
Right. Their balls off to pay it off.
Are you going exactly?
Huh?
Well, exactly. That's
so
another
now
big
anybody
thing.
I'm looking at it the same. It's like, well, I've got a mortgage, but maybe I should just stop paying my mortgage. Maybe maybe I'm not going to have to pay it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Kamala also, that was one of her policies. That's one of her tried to get policy. I'm going to give everybody $25,000 if you buy a new house, a new home. Where the hell does that money come from? Where do you get that shit? I mean, okay, the government has the idea of taxation, right? So they could reduce taxes on interest for mortgages or whatever, right? That's good. Okay, you have an interest rate for mortgage, so you reduce your tax burden against what you're paying for interest on your house. Or for the student loans, you can reduce the rent rate. If it's 5%, reduce it down to 2 or something. Great, no problem. But you still pay your loan back. even though you're not paying the interest or whatever, you reduce that. No problem. Everybody be, oh, okay, that's a good idea. But it's just to forgive it totally, bullshit. That's just stupid. I
Yeah,
mean,
so
even
you
if,
took that loan in the first place.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
it was onerous. Yes, it was this. Yes, it was that. But you did have the choice.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
felt that you were going to spend that money
right,
to get a benefit. You were going to get more
right,
money later.
right,
You just like
exactly.
you buy the house now because you feel
Yeah,
you're going to get the benefit. Not going to pay rent. I'm
yeah,
going to have some equity
yeah,
later. It's like,
right,
so that I don't care which side said they were
yeah,
going to do that. That
yeah,
doesn't make sense to me.
right.
That's
So,
like
but
no.
that's politics buying votes, as simple as that. And I mean, in Asia or whatever, especially in Southeast Asia, first thing they do is, okay, election time. Let's get the roads going. Okay, so then all of a sudden you get all the new roads, and oh, everybody needs water tanks. Okay, all blue water tanks are coming out into all the villages, and but don't forget. We're giving you this water tank. You got to vote for us. Oh, here's 50 ringgit or whatever.
Yeah,
So
at least
it's
it's practical.
classic. Is yeah. I mean, but it always happens right around election time. It's
Yeah,
common throughout the world. It's not. It's not. It's not new. Okay,
yeah.
but you know, I think one thing I'm putting out is that elections need to be credible. I mean, dead people voting, or whatever, this massive illegal fraud and fraud in voting. If your vote doesn't count, you're screwed. It's simple as that. If you think my vote comes in, I do all this for my vote, so I want to make sure it counts, and then massive extra votes are just being thrown in or changed through voting machines. All this, they have so much evidence of election fraud going on in America that
Yeah, but
it's
again,
how to fix it.
that does reach both sides again too.
Yeah,
So you have
exactly.
evidence like in Georgia
Yeah.
where they disqualified voters, mostly black voters. So 147,000 voters were removed from the rolls.
Okay.
And
That's not good.
in Georgia, you don't actually have to have a reason up front. So people can, when they find out it happened, they can argue against it, but you don't actually have to up front say, we're doing it because you just go ahead and do it. Yeah. You don't have to get approval to do it, I mean. And
You
most
mean the
people don't know it even
bureaucrats?
happened to them.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So they don't even know what
That's
happened to them.
wrong.
So they come up on voting day, say, here's my vote. No, you can't vote. What? Why not? No, you're not on the rolls anymore. Why? I don't know, man. It's not my problem. You're not here. Get on.
Wow. Yeah, that's again, that's all part of election interference, election fraud. If you have the right to vote, you should be able to have the right to vote, as well as make sure it's you that's voting. So the idea of having a voter ID, uh, that's another thing. You really need to make sure that you are the one voting because it's your vote, not coming out. Oh, I'm Jose. I hear Jose, and then I come back couple hours later, oh, I'm Radico, and now I'm John. It's like,
Yeah.
or the stuffing these mail-in ballots. That was another big accusation. Some little lady coming in and spending a half an hour stuffing the ballot buttons. One little old lady or something, putting in 50,
So it's
60
almost now,
hour.
like in
How do you
this is
stop
going to
this
be here.
shit?
Here's more hate mail coming. Here's the
Yeah.
fourth one now.
All right.
I'm going to roll today, man. So America and a lot of other Western democracies, they send observers to elections around the world because they think it's going to
Yeah.
be like not trustworthy elections. So they have
True.
international observers.
Yeah.
So do we have to start doing that for the states now? We have to have
Yes.
international observers coming in and
Yep.
say
I think that's a good idea. From Lithuania,
from
get the whole population of Lithuania to come.
come on
There's
in.
what 50,000 of those.
It's
Come
like,
in,
come on in.
observe. Yeah, yeah, and make sure they do it right. Stand there with a whip.
This like
Okay, no. I got an even better idea. We always talk about Russian interference, right? So we get a whole delegate of Russians to come with hammers and sickles. We're going to check your election. Make sure if we're going to interfere, we're going to do it right here.
so it's
I think that would be cool. That would be great.
yeah.
We will have
So
hate mail.
we should have,
It's like, wait, you're
we should
Russian.
the
This is
Chinese, the
satire
Russians,
joke.
the North Koreans hanging out there, the delegation just. The only problem, I'm sorry, Mr. Kevin, you come up to vote and you go and say, hey, What's to say on this card here? Those are the names of the people that you're going to vote for. Yeah, but I can't fucking read it. Yeah, well, the North Korean guy needs to know if you're doing it right. The Russian guy needs to know if you're doing it right. The Chinese guy needs to, so it's got to be in those languages. Never mind the fucking English. Don't worry about that. Just pick one. So it's like, all, it's
funny.
all in North Korean, all in Korean.
Korean.
Like, well, I mean,
No,
you can
it's
still
like-
do it, right? You could just have a picture of the person.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But you don't know. You need the Russian interpreter to put the thing in the box. Okay, is this real? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
have a shot of rum. What do you call it? Vodka.
What about
So-
what about changing the Constitution to crapshoot?
Crapshoot.
Just roll the dice. Who's going to win this time?
I think, okay,
No.
actually, if with election fraud, it is almost a crapshoot, right? It depends if they can control the limit the election interference. If not, it is a crapshoot. You know, who knows what the hell's going on? If there's ballot stuffing, and if, for example, if Trump is so far ahead and then they still stuff a bunch of outs, they might win this state or that or whatever. That if it was purely Trump would have won, or
But here
it might
it comes
be the other
back
way.
again to we've talked about this so many times too, about the truth and how do you get to the truth, because I know you say that you feel quite strongly about it, but everything that I do the same research. My research is like anyone else. I can look it up online. I can't go into a balloting place and look at the
course not.
boxes. I can't do that.
Right.
So I just look and I try and look at a bunch of different news sources, and I can't find any proof that any of these interference things happen.
Of course.
But again, it's like, did they? Didn't it? It could be happening right now as we speak, and there's no way I would know. There's no way I would not know. I don't know
that's
how
true.
you protect the truth.
Right.
Because
And
like
the
I
truth
say, it's
never
like,
comes out until way later. Just look at the thing with the guy, the bonehead kid, the 12-foot ladder going up there
Turned
with
out
a
to be a
rifle.
5-foot ladder.
Yeah, well, no, it's actually 12. You could see the picture. You physically see the picture of it. It's like a 12-foot ladder. There's no 5-foot ladder. You couldn't climb up on the building with that. Unless guy is 8 foot tall or 10 foot tall, they can jump up there.
Well, then I saw different pictures. The one I saw was maybe not 5, but it wasn't. It was shorter than a person.
No. The one I saw was at least 10, 12
So
feet.
see, there's the truth again.
There's
It's
so
like,
many ladders. They might have had an escalator up there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, forget
Which
it.
floor,
Don't look at
sir?
this
Which floor?
escalator back here. It was this ladder. No, that ladder.
They had an elevator operator. Which floor?
That's a good point.
Which floor?
Because one I saw was against the building. Was it that building? I don't know. It's like it looked like the building.
It's like, yeah, it's like, oh,
It's like,
this is just go down that rabbit hole never
But
ends.
the key
Never
point
ends.
is, will we ever find out what happened? That's the key point. Same thing with election interference. There's definitely the machines can be tampered with, and they said there's a bunch of them were changed. They said there were so many thousands changed by electronic on the voting, not the voting machine, but the counting machine, the machines that counts those things, and they could flip them and or change them. You know, as it goes in, you vote something, and then the other candidate gets ticked off or something. You know, as a voted for, but you voted for the other guy. You know, how much of that? You know, it can happen. They document it. It can be done. How much of it was done? They claim so much is done. How much did they find out? And this is the, you know, I'm an auditor for some of the work that we do in forestry. We do verification work. So you have to verify this shit. How do you verify it? How do you check all this? And how do you do it credibly, that the people believe that their vote counts? Again, if your vote doesn't count, that is the downfall of the nation. If your vote doesn't count in a democratic system.
Did they always have, or was it just after the 2020 issues, the last election, that they had Republicans and Democrats had representatives at polling places watching this being done? Is that something that was always around?
I don't know, because you got to remember, it is a state process. It's not federal process. It's a state process. The state controls the voting for each state, both for local and national elections within the state. So, and this is, again, the thing with this Maricopa County and Arizona, very big controversy with the lady named Katie Hobbs, who hid in her basement the whole time, and she was against Carrie Lake, and she was in control of the election that she was running for governor in. So this Katie Hobbs was in the government already, and she was in control of the voting. And what happened was all the voting machines went down around around Phoenix area, Maricopa County, and people were waiting for like 4 hours just to vote because the machines didn't work, and they couldn't go from a different polling place because they were assigned this polling place. So it was a massive failure. Now they're coming out with audits saying, oh, there's like 25,000 bad votes here and dead people voting and all kinds of shit, voting machine fraud and additional, ballot stuffing and all that. And they're questioning the election. So the key point, did she really win? I mean, because it was very, very, very close. Did she really win? Was it really enough fraud that the other person would have won? It's already, it's been 3 years already. So these are the questions that really
to me,
piss
the
off
scarier
Americans.
part is now the Trump's dudes are saying it all day, every day, that the election is rigged. Hasn't even
that was
happened
the previous
yet.
one.
He's already saying that it's rigged and it's
not yet.
So
that was a previous one.
Wins, no, but they're talking about the coming up.
Oh,
one.
the coming one.
So they're saying that if it gets you
rigged,
see them again on Fox News doing interviews saying they won't accept the results of the election unless Trump wins because they know Trump has more votes, even though the voting hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's wrong.
So it's like that's a little head scratching too. So
yeah. No, but there should be, like you said, there should be oversight in the election, the ballot places, the counting places, how they bring their ballots.
Wise old bastards do it for you.
No, I don't think that one. No.
You want that job?
Take us and 50 crates of beer, and we'll be out. We'll give you an answer in about 5 months.
yeah, we'll count them for you. Yeah, for another $12.99, we'll even count them for you. How's that?
That would be a crapshoot. Okay, what do you got? But
it's too bad. Just weigh them, man. It's like
actually that works too. You can calculate that weight of the paper, and But it's a mess. It's a mess, and they have to figure out how to make sure it's credible. That's it. Whoever wins is the one who wins. As simple as that. As long as they receive the most votes. But make sure it's correct. Not these dead people voting. I don't like great grandma who died 50 years ago is still voting. And every election is like, no.
You should like that. Wouldn't most great grandmas be Republicans? Good old Republican values?
Yeah, probably. Good point.
Or how about like J.D. Vance says? This is good, right? Where he says, let all the kids vote.
Yeah.
Let all kids have a vote, but because they're too young to vote, let their parents have those votes. That's one of his proposals.
Really?
Like, okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
No. Officially, I think this is one thing we were talking about as well, is the age limit to be an adult, right? Because 18 is often considered the right to vote, the right to drive, right to whatever, except drink beer. It's like you have every right to be tried, killed as adult, join the military, vote, everything, but you can't drink a beer. What kind of bullshit is that? So if your legal age for drinking is 21, then technically that's when you're supposed to be an adult. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. Hate mail again. Bring it on.
Let's get even more hate mail. Let's make it okay. Clearly, when you get older, it's biology.
Yeah,
you slow down, right?
No.
So when you slow down, you might be as smart.
Yeah,
but you take a little more time to process. So, snap decisions are harder to make, right?
Yeah.
Like driving a car.
Yeah.
The light turned red. I know I'm supposed to stop on red. Oh, that was red. Right. So we don't want that because you're supposed to stop on red. It just takes a while to figure it out. Yeah. So why don't we put a limit on it? We say, okay, if you're more than
100.
First off, if you're less than 35 years old, you can't vote. That lets you get through all your protest years. Every young person wants to change the world, be radical. You get all that out of your system, so you're down to like practicalities, right?
Okay.
My house, my car, My taxes, the important
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Never mind
Okay.
radical shit. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm 35, I can vote.
Okay.
You start getting too old, you can't vote as much. Okay, but you start getting closer to retirement age, you vote very differently too, because it's like, oh, well, I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about the planet now because I got like 15 years left. I want
Yeah.
mine right now.
Yeah.
So let's say it should be, you can only vote between, say, 35 and 45,
There you go.
right? Between 35 and 45, them's your voting years.
Well, actually, I would go 30 to 50. but if anybody starts messing with our right to drink beer, we'll come out in full force, even if
That's
we're
it, man.
95.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll gum you to death, motherfucker.
No, but I mean, if you really look at it, it's kind of true. I mean, when you're young, you're more idealistic, you're more liberal. Everything, yeah, everybody's welcome, and you don't really look at the practicality of things. When you get in the middle age, and you say, "Oh shit, I got all this stuff and all
I got
these
to pay for
obligations,
it.
I got to pay for, and my
So, oh, yeah,
taxes and
okay.
all that." And when you're older, you get different parties, Medicaid, medicine,
Yeah.
and all that shit. So that's true. And I was just talking with a friend of mine in Malaysia, and he's concerned about the Trump administration only because of tariffs. He doesn't like because that affects his business, right? So the idea of potential high tariffs and affecting business, he's against that. Okay, so he's like, well, the other ones aren't going to do it, and that so it's relative the policies that affect you, and then you tend to vote for that based on that policies, and it's again internalistic. It's not like, oh, what's good for America, what's good for Canada, we should vote for that, you know. And
Yeah. To say you're
not just for yourself.
altruistic, to say you're patriotic, to say whatever your catchphrase happens to be, it's when you get down to it, it's probably really not true. I'm patriotic in the sense that I think all of these things, but if you dig down, I think all those things because it's what I want, what I like.
Right. Correct.
It's like
Right.
I don't say, "Oh, I'm patriotic. I think we should have no guns." No, that's different. That's like good. That's not that's what I want or don't want. That's not
Right.
for the country to want or don't.
Right.
Say what?
Yeah. And I want more guns. I want to be able to drive a tank to work.
So what we're saying now is the problem in any democracy is the people. So we come back. We've said this many times on this show now. AI is the answer. Just let AI vote for you. There you go. Fuck it. Let them run it. They don't give a shit. They don't get all emotional, right?
That's true. But they'll vote for getting rid of humans. They don't need us. It's like extermination. No,
not everybody. Not everybody. Because
there's another thing.
AI needs electricity, right? And to have electricity, they need electrical generation plants of some sort.
Yeah, they can
to
build
have those. They need money. To make money, they need to sell something. So what they need to do, they need to have breweries selling beer. They need humans to consume beer and pay them so that they can generate electricity so that they can take over. So they're not going to kill all the beer drinkers.
Wait. Is that kind of like the Matrix, but with beer?
Yeah.
This is I don't know. No, I mean, look at. I'm always scared about AI. One thing, they don't consume beer. Oh, they don't need beer. Robots don't drink beer, except for Bender. Bender drank beer. Oh, okay, yep. Bender. Okay, so but the other ones I'd never seen drinking beer. Only one. So okay, and in the Kalon TV series, not TV series from with the Kalons. God dang it! What the hell's the name of that thing?
Starts with an A.
The name of the ship. Oh shit! And what's his name? Anyway, they kind of created their own little world. They killed all the humans, and the world, and then the biologicals, and they want to wipe out the entire galaxy or the universe of biologicals and stuff. And so I'm scared. iRobot, I'm always scared of this shit. I think robots are cool. AI is interesting, but limitations. You have to have a kill switch. Kill switch.
I guess this is true. It's all true, but I work with AI for hours every day.
bitch at it every day.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not a developer. I'm not on that end of things,
Yeah,
but I use the tools every
yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah,
And when I started using the tools, it was like magic. It's like, holy shit,
yeah,
this is gonna fuck things up. That it can do what most people I've met. It can do what they do. So, oh,
yeah.
this is man. But the more you work with it, the more you realize AI is just like people, lazy as shit, man. You got to keep chasing it. It's just, it's no. The only
uh,
area that I am concerned about in the short term, long term,
mm,
I don't think it matters. Either nuclear war or climate change, something's going to get us all anyway. Never mind, earthquake, something.
mm.
So I don't think AI will get a chance. But in the short term, what I'm worried about is how it affects schooling, learning.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, a
We were
big
just talking
part of
about that too.
school is you're supposed to write essays which
Mm,
synthesize what you've learned. It's how you
yeah,
show that you've learned and grasped a concept, right?
right.
So
Yep,
plagiarism's been around forever, but
yep.
I mean, still
Just ask
plagiarism.
Kamala.
Plagiarism is a little easier to detect,
Yeah.
But like AI, it's like, okay, write a paper on the transformation of the power industry in northern Scotland with the discovery of coal. Right? What? Chat GPT or one of the other guys in
Yeah.
about 45 seconds. Boom. There you go, teacher. And how do you fight that as a school? You say, just like schools when computers first came out, it's like keep them out of the fucking classroom. But now every
Mm,
classroom has one.
right.
Without a computer, you can't research, you can't do it. Now they're
Mm,
saying
good
keep
point.
AI out. But
Nah.
okay, so I don't learn how to use it. But in Estonia, they all learn how to use it. So all of a sudden,
Mm,
the Estonian kids take over the world. And
yeah.
they don't know shit because they used AI. So, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you think you're so
Yeah.
smart? You tell me about the
Yeah.
Scotland fucking revolution with coal and stuff. You don't know shit, do you? You AI'd that shit, didn't you, man? There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
why are
true.
you running the world? Well,
Yeah. Okay. Actually, we were talking about this just last night over a beer. Me and another beer hunter in here. I'm a Scottish, our Scottish mate.
yep.
Anyway, because this kid was using ChatGPT and stuff, and it's like, well, in reality, it's good and bad. It's good in that you have access to amazing information. That's good. And I think in the future, it's the access to information that is one thing. That's where you get, like you said, we look at internet for everything right now. We never go to library. Who has a library card anymore? Going through the Dewey Decimal System. And all our Gen Alphas go, what the hell's a Dewey Decimal?
Yeah.
How many points is that? But okay, so the the issue is the analysis of that information. It's to acquire information is great, but how do you evaluate and analyze that information? That will be the key in the future. Not
Well,
just
it
information,
is now
but it's
already, right?
analysis.
Because we weren't
Yeah.
prepared for this. So here,
Mm.
let's just wheel back to what we were talking about just a few minutes ago. What's the truth of ballot interference
Yeah.
in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
It's like we before the internet days,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we would have done or said, but now
No.
all we can do is we look it up, and you cannot know the truth.
Yeah.
You
Because
cannot know the truth of that.
right.
So
You
you can
have
find 25 sources and will say
right.
this happened, this is exactly what
Right.
happened. Here's when it happened. I find 28 sources that say no, this is what happened. This is what happened. I saw it happen. These people
Mm.
watched it happen, and
Mm.
it's like different. It's like, well, for
Right.
fuck's sake, they can't both be true.
Yep.
Sometimes two different things can be true, right? It can
Right.
be
Of course.
Sunday and it can be
Yeah.
raining. Those are two true
Mm.
things, and
Yeah.
they're two different things, but they're both
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But like there was election interference and there wasn't election interference. Uh, how do
Yeah. Well,
how to put that together?
the issue
What?
is this polling station over here could have massive election interference. The other ones, everything's fine. But if that happens and you have just a few instances where you do have major interference, that's still because of that particular one could affect the outcome of results, even though so many others are just fine. So I think, yes, the idea, you're correct. The idea is that you find 20 different articles and half of them say nothing and others half say it's terrible. but you need that information to analyze what's really right, what's really wrong, what's the degree of interference. Is it minuscule or is it potentially significant?
Well, so
And
is
that's the
this
thing.
maybe we've all got the wrong view on the internet thing, because we're saying this is making people not understand. But was it better back in the day when Walter Cronkite told us all what was true, and we just believed it? So if something was untrue, we would not even ever consider for a second to go fact check it. It's like, no, Walter said it. It's true.
Yep.
Whereas now, it doesn't matter if Walter came back and said, "Well, so you lying fucker, I'm going to check that because I don't believe that." Right? So is it maybe better that you don't believe anything now?
Yeah. No, I think yes. I think we're getting more truths through all this massive information, which part of it is probably bullshit. The other part could be real. And you have to wade through the bullshit to get to the real shit. Like that one. Wade through the bullshit to get to the real shit.
Real shit.
That's a new motto.
Well, I think what you said earlier is where the world needs to be. Actually, I'll tie this in a little bit.
Okay.
So again,
good.
I did a lot of internet research, so I have learned things. I have learned that something like 26% of Americans identify as Democrats.
Okay.
Right? Hardcore. I'll vote for Kamala even if I catch her screwing a chicken in the streets. It doesn't matter. Right?
That'd be interesting.
27%.
I want to see that.
27%. It was 28 or 29%.
There'll probably be videos of that coming up tomorrow.
So there was slightly more percentage. So it was like 28 or 29% identifies Republicans. So it's like, I don't care if I find Trump screwing Kim Jong-un in the back 40. It doesn't matter to me. I'm voting whatever he says to vote. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Which leaves, my math's not that great, but 40-something%, which is larger than either side, who still are in 50%. The middle. I may say, I'm basically a Republican. Yeah.
Mostly.
And I kind of know. I'm a conservative at heart, but I fiscally conservative, probably liberally, socially liberal, because I don't care enough to get upset when people do shit, something like that. I don't even know what I would say. But so that whole big batch in the middle, right?
Yeah, correct.
And that's what where I don't know if in any country is that middle being addressed enough, because in most countries it's probably similar. In like China dictatorship, it's hard to say what people are thinking, but in Canada and the States and Germany and England, most people probably don't get up every morning and say, I hate them fuckers on the other side, man. Oh. It's like, that's probably not. It's like, I got to get to work. Oh, it's raining. I got to pick up the kids. Can't wait to have a beer after work. It's just life, right?
That's right.
So I think what you said earlier about not leaning left, not leaning right, but leaning back.
Very good. Unfortunately, guys, it's coffee time here, and I didn't even get my coffee. That sucks. So it's morning here. Yeah,
I'm feeling for you.
Back. So anyway, I think that's a very good conclusion. Everybody in the world should lean back.
So let's lean back into our Rumpusai music.
Yep.
And we'll meet those guys. Well, actually, you're in Borneo right now, are you not? Or are you back in Canada?
Yeah. No, I'm Canada.
Borneo?
I was Borneo yesterday. Just got back in.
Oh, well, that's why they're suing us, because you didn't meet them and buy them a beer.
Yeah.
Every time you're in town, you got to meet the boys and buy them a couple of beer.
But you did notice on the Beer Hunters what I found in Borneo. Okay.
Yes.
Borneo is both Sarawak, Sabah. It has Little Brunei and a big old Kalimantan. And in Malaysia, you got Sabah, Sarawak. Well, Sarawak actually started making a beer last year, which I did not know. It's a German brewmaster. And he makes really good beer. And guess where I found it? In Sabah. It's like, oh, what's this? We got Sarawak beer. Where does freaking Sarawak beer comes from? I mean, I never heard of this. I was like, I just started out. And they come in these big ass barrels and stuff. It's really great beer. Excellent beer. So very proud of that. Shout out to, I think, 1603 or something. 1602. It was supposed to be a good year for beer or something. It's a good year. Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of interesting stuff coming up in Beer Hunters, guys. Plenty fun. Can't wait to see some of y'all joining up with us in some of these places.
Yep. And keep an eye out for it. It's coming to a platform near you.
Indeed. All right.
So
let's see. Let's get that hate mail
Adios.
going. We usually want to see, did we rile anybody up today?
Yep. And if we did not upset you, we are sorry. We will try
so sorry.
much harder next time.
We'll try harder next time. All right.
Adios.
Sayonara, guys. See
Bye
ya.
bye. Bye bye. Bye.